Hi everyone, hello and good morning. Welcome to Crazy Kalyn Vlogs. Today, I am starting this day bright and early with you guys. Just doing a coffee with Kalyn chat. It's just me, and without coffee, I'm having my big old water today. And I've definitely been drinking a lot of water and a lot of tea still, and not so much back into the coffee, even though I said I was going to get back into it. I'm just really enjoying the refreshing cold water and tea still. So me and my water are going to have a coffee with Kalyn chat with you guys. I hope everybody's doing well. For those of you that are new here, hi, I'm Kalyn. I do have a main channel, which is Crazy Days of Kalyn. I haul from the Dollar Tree over there on Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. And then I decided to make a second channel because of all the connections that I made with wonderful people to share more of myself, my life, and just my personal downtime with you guys. Over here, there's no rhyme, reason, there's no scheduling over here. The videos are just what they are. There's no time limit. I try to do at least half-hour videos over on Crazy Days of Kalyn for my Dollar Tree hauls. If the items that I haul take up that much time, plus all the talking and sharing that I like to do throughout my hauls, because that is just my style, and I really enjoy my journey on both of my YouTube platforms. So thank you guys for being here with me. Um, Today it's super early. Like I said, I'm right down the street from my house. This is a place that I've grown up coming to my whole entire life. This is a recreational area. There is a castle at the top of the hill, a little water hole right over here that Richie fishes at most often during the summer. There's running, walking trails that go around a whole lake on the other side of this that we have walked and ran our whole life as well. There's a park that Isaiah and myself grew up coming to over here, and just a nice, relaxing, peaceful place to start the day. So before I go out on all of my different directions, I wanted to center myself, and I wanted to share my day with you actually yesterday. And it has impacted me in such a wonderful way that I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I haven't really talked like about anything, personal in a little bit of time. And we've been hustling and bustling as we usually do. Like, my days are always long, but they've gotten even longer. And that is not a bad thing. That is a very good thing. We're people that like to keep busy. We like to have our hands in 100 different pots, and we love to have like activity. And it makes us thrive. It makes us energetic and hyper and happy. And so we're doing all kinds of really great things. And I would say about a month ago, I really wanted some changes to come into our life. I wanted some different things to look forward to in this next chapter of my life. And I started to really delve into things that were going to take me in other directions. Like, I joined a humanitarian group they invited me to. I'd been donating to them for a while, and one of the leaders approached me and said, I really love your interaction with us to be more permanent. And I jumped on it, honestly, because I felt like it came into place right when I had asked for direction on where this next chapter of my life should go, in a healthy, positive, uplifting, outreaching type of way, to help even more than I try to already help communities in my area. And this person approached me and said, "We would love for you to be a part of us permanently." And so I jumped on that because I felt like that was placed right when I asked for it. And so now I'm super busy with that. We have expanded our side businesses and stuff greatly between, all the things that we do online, selling, thrifting, and flipping. And just we've been doing a lot of estate clean outs and stuff like that, which we've really gotten into, because that's something that Richie and I absolutely love to do. And that's taken us in such a wonderful, positive, like, exciting direction. We've met so many great people that we've been able to help, that can't really help themselves at this point in time get out of their, living situations, don't have the manpower to clean out their big items. And so Richie and I are very busy trying to help people, and we've made like a small business out of it. and now we're getting contacted all the time. So a lot of our free time, we're just running around and helping people get things out of their homes and helping them sell it. And it's just been just so really great to meet some really wonderful people that have just impacted us in such a loving and positive way. Plus, continued to grow our own personal businesses that might be going somewhere in the future that are more permanent and more full-time aspects. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see where that goes. Um, and so I just asked for all these different directions and, prayers and stuff like that, and continued to talk as I usually do to the person that I believe in up above. And all of these things started trickling in at such a quick pace, to offer us some different avenues of things to look forward to in our next chapter of our life. So I have been super grateful for all of that. My YouTube journey is work plus my hobby plus my happy place. And I have been I always go hard at this because it means so much to me and it has helped my family so greatly. And I can't thank all of you enough for all of the love and support that you always give us. So that is just such a blessing in our life in so many different ways to have this journey, for work purposes, communication, and socialization purposes, and just connecting with wonderful, positive, uplifting people. And it's just brought so much to us. And we've just been in 100 different directions. And we went on vacation, and then we came back from vacation, and we've found a place that we feel really happy, over the last like month and about a month and a week. I'd say we found this place. We finally found a place that we feel connected to. We're going, I don't talk about religion, and I don't want to delve into anything specific, but we found a place that we're very safe, comfortable, and feel connected to, and a church aspect that we've been looking for many years. And we're going all as a family. And then after church every Sunday, we come home and I have family dinner with a different type of theme night. So that's brought a lot of joy into our weeks as well. And it's brought a lot of connection and communication and just so many great things between my family and I, just spending time together in that type of way. The church, I will say, is all welcoming, and that is the biggest thing for me. I do not I do not go specifically in any direction. I know my connection with the person that I believe in. I've always had a strong, deep love and connection with what I believe in. That has always been very strong for me. And I have always loved to know and accept anybody and everybody, no matter what is happening around them or what they believe in, because as long as you're a good person and you're not a judging, critical person that's negative, I am so about it. I am so about it. I love just good human beings. That's it. Like, if you're out here just trying to be a good person and being, a light in this world, and no matter who you believe in, what you believe in, I don't ever judge, care. I could care less is basically the point of that. Could care less. So this place that we've found is all welcoming. I've met so many people from different backgrounds, different histories, different cultures, different belief systems, and it's just such a teachable moment to just be loving and accepting toward anybody and everybody, as long as you're a good, positive, helpful, kind light in this world. So that has just, I even prayed for that, and they sent me right there. We kind of all decided as a family, and I'm the one that went into the research part of where we should try out. So I had all these places lined up, and it just so happened that the first place that we went was exactly where we needed to be. And my my son, Cindy, my mom, myself, Richie, we just feel so already family there. So I'm super extra happy about that. And that's made Sundays really, really special in such a great way. We work 7 days a week and we factor in the important things very quickly into the schedules. So we're very thankful for that too, where we can make our own schedules for the most part. Richie does work a more than full-time job, but we always make time for all the other things that we really want in our lives. So I'm very happy that him and I are always on the same page with that stuff. So that makes me extra excited as well. And I hope everybody has a place, no matter what it is, that you feel connected to. Even if it's like, meeting up with friends, for coffee, or, chatting with somebody on the phone and having that outlet and that connection and that moment of joy and peace and love with somebody that you care about. It's just so important to feel your feelings and just accept other people, and listen and be a good listener. And it's just, I love it. I love it. And I'm such a people person. And I'm so happy to have even more people in my life that are so positive. All of you guys offer so much love in our lives. Not just myself, but my family and everything. I couldn't thank you enough. And I will never stop thanking you enough for all of the wonderful things that you've brought into our days. And now we have this setting that we have met so many incredibly wonderful human beings that are just such an impact once a week, and we carry it with us through the whole week. So that's been really exceptional. And now yesterday, I started the day super early. It was Earth Day. So I had things that were lined up for the whole day, as I usually do, but I was going to go to the beach and start my day before, the sun was even fully out. It was just pretty bright out once I started walking and got down there. I spent about a 45-minute period of time before I had to go to the doctor's, cleaning up the ocean front with the trash and stuff. And I prayed the whole time I walked, as I usually do, even if it's just an actual beach day and I'm down there with like beach balls and, and snacks and coolers and stuff. I pray silently, outwardly, when I go on my walks, throughout the whole time I'm at the beach. I feel that has always been a spiritual place for me. I get so many different signs there of connecting with people that I love and lost. I talk to them like they're right there with me at the beach, and I know in my heart and in my soul that they can hear me. And I am very open and just free at the beach. And so I was walking, picking up trash, I was praying, I was talking about all these things that I'm talking to you guys about now, and thanking everybody up above and for watching out and guiding me. And I, am following their direction and where they're pointing me into for this next chapter of my life. And that I'm so grateful for all of their love continuously. And I left there and I went to the doctor's, and then I immediately stopped at the Dollar Tree, which is right close to the doctor's, because every Monday I start my day normally with going to the allergist for 8 allergy shots every Monday for the rest of my life. So that's how I start my day on Mondays. So right after the doctor's wrapped up, I went to a Dollar Tree, and there was this woman, and she immediately looked at me and smiled, and she saw that I picked up some rocks. Those rocks I'm actually hauling tomorrow in Crazy Days of Kalyn for Happy Wednesday Dollar Tree haul. So I found some rocks in the garden section that said hope, love, and faith, I believe it was. I could be wrong on that one. I'll show you guys tomorrow if you're over there. But I picked up 3 rocks. 3 is significant to me. There was 3 rocks with 3 different beautiful words that I love on it. So I decided I was going to purchase those. She was right in front of me. She's this tiny little miniature human being. She was so petite and small and such a presence. I could just see it in her eyes and her smile. So she smiled at me and she goes, "Can I ask you what those rocks are for?" And I said, "Well, they're for the garden. They're in the garden section. I'm going to put them in my garden." And they say all these beautiful words on it. And she had a hat on it that said "I love Jesus," had pins all over it. She was dressed in full patriotic colors, and she had a American flag, a scarf wrapped around her neck, and she had her keys dangling around her neck. And she's like, well, I got to tell you a story. She's like, do you have a minute? And I absolutely said, yes, I do. So she said, I'm 75 years old. She said, and I'm homeless. Um, and she said, I'm homeless. She said, and I'm currently living in my brand new car at a rest stop that the police said is a safe place to sleep because of all the cameras and the, and the overhead lighting and stuff, and that's a safe place, and that there's always cops present in that rest stop because that is a place for people that are homeless. That's a safe zone for them to live in their cars. Now, this woman is 75 years old. She was walking, pushing the cart, but she did have a cane in the cart. So I'm looking at her, and I'm already starting to like tear up a little bit, but I'm trying not to cry because I don't she's very strong in what she's saying. She's not crying, she's not emotional. And she said, life is really hard. Life is really hard. It's really tough. She said, but I love Jesus and I know he has a bigger plan for me. And I just simply listened and just stood there holding these three rocks and listening to every word she was saying. She said, I met a woman the other day. She said that was at the rest stop. She said, and she saw me, and she noticed that I had seen a rock on the ground that was painted with a message on it. And the woman pointed at it and said, you should take that rock. And she said, me? I should take that rock? And she said, yes. She said, you saw it first, so that rock is for you. She said, those are placed around with those special messages, blessings on it, and everything else, so that people, when they find them, can take them. She said, and that rock is meant for you because you found it. So this woman was just like, couldn't believe that, she was saying to take this rock. And she said, I also didn't want to get in trouble taking the rock because somebody else put it there. And she said, but she insisted that I take that rock with the message on it. And she said, and it had a heart on it and all this stuff, and it just said a blessing on it. She said, so I took it and now it's my treasure. She said, so when I just saw you, I couldn't believe that you picked up three rocks that have beautiful words on it. She said, so I felt like I should talk to you. And she said, I'm sorry if I'm holding you up. And I said, you're not holding me up. I said, you can talk as long as you need to talk. Now, I couldn't have cared less if I had somewhere to be in 30 seconds. I would have just been late for it to let this woman talk to me. So I just stood there holding these rocks. And she said, in 2023, she said, I've had both legs have surgery on them. Her chest was a little bit bumped out on one side, and you could see that through like her blouse. And she said, I had breast cancer and I had surgery on my breast. And she pointed to that side that was protruding. And she said, this is all in 2023. She said, and they raised my rent at the end of 2023, $500. She said, I've lived in this area for 49 years. She lost her husband several years ago, so she's already been alone for a long time. And they had a home. But then as they got older, they had an apartment that they could afford. Well, they raised the rent $500 at the end of 2023. So they came to her at the first of the year and said, now this is what you have to pay every month. And she said, I can't do that. I can't pay that. I can't afford it. And she's like, everything that I've been through. She's like, I thought that you'd be proud of me and you wouldn't do this to me ever. And she was saying this in a sad way. And I guess the landlord said, we are proud of you for everything that you've made it through, but it doesn't change the fact that we need more rent from the tenants to cover costs of living. So she said, I had to pray about it and I had to think about it and I had to understand that God was bringing me in a different direction I never thought I'd ever go into, and that I had to be, strong, and I had to, get prepared for this next chapter of my life because I knew I couldn't pay that rent. So she said, I live in my brand new car. She said, so I gave them my notice and I left, and I've been homeless since February of this year. So a few months now. She said, and what I did was I said, well, if I'm going to be homeless, I need a good car. And she said, so I went with the money, after leaving there, and I got myself an SUV so that I would have enough room to spread out. And I'm going to get a memory foam mattress for the back so that I can lay down the seats. And then I'll have the whole back of the SUV so that I can lay out so that my legs won't swell up. So that my legs won't swell up while I'm sleeping in the seat, with my legs on the floor, because my legs swell really bad. And she said, and some nights I sleep good and some nights I don't. And she said, and I have to clean out my car and get it into some storage units and stuff. She said, I have 3 different storage units. She's like, so now I have a car payment, I have storage units. And she said, and I am going to just live every day trying to listen for what's next. And she said, and I know in my heart that this is not forever because I've prayed and I know he's directing me in some way. She said, because I've met so many wonderful, kind people that have been so nice to me. She said, once a week, I go to a special breakfast place right up the street. She said, and they have a special breakfast for $6.99 on that particular day. She said, so that day I go out to breakfast. And she said, almost every time I've gone out to breakfast, she said, people have paid for my breakfast. So she was at the Dollar Tree at that moment buying a thank you card and buying a bouquet of flowers at the grocery store next door that cost $4 so that she could bring it to the restaurant and thank the people that paid for her breakfast. And she said, and now I met you. She said, and I feel like you're an angel. And I feel like, you were brought to me by seeing you pick up those 3 rocks. And she said, and I feel blessed that you smiled at me. And then another lady, probably like a half an hour later, because she talked to me for like an hour, and at the head of the card section at the Dollar Tree. And she said, I, a woman passed us, and she turned and said, thank you for smiling today, to the woman that passed us while she was talking to me. And she said, I am just going to keep sucking in all of the positivity that I can find every single day to give me strength and guidance, and know that this part of my life is meant to teach me something. And just everything that this lady said is what I live in my heart every single day. Every day. And I always have, even at the darkest points of my personal life, which there has been many. There has been many. Some people wonder why I'm such a happy, bubbly, like wild person. And it's because I have worked so hard not to let the part of me that I love the most get harmed to the point of dying from what has happened to me. Because no matter how many really terrible, traumatizing things have happened to me, that do affect me, that definitely do affect me, and that I have to work through every single day. Some days worse than others. But I don't want it to take away who I was born to be and what I want for myself in this life. And her personality was so like-minded, like mine. I felt like she was just an angel placed in front of me that I needed to hear from yesterday morning. That I needed that ambition from to start another week. And by the time we were done talking, we were both crying, happy to meet each other. And I felt so compelled. I wanted to pay for her things, first of all. I always want to pay for people's things. Like every time I'm at the store, I always want to pay for people's things. And a lot of the times I at least offer. And some people really do say, no, no, but thank you for offering. I'm all set. Thank you for offering. And I don't make it awkward and uncomfortable. I just say, okay, or whatever. But I do offer to pay for people's stuff pretty often. And I wanted to pay for her stuff. She was getting a few little piddly things plus that card, and then going to go over and get the $4 bouquet of flowers. And she didn't want me to. So I just left it alone and I said, okay. And I said, you've given me so much this morning. And I said, and she said, I have. And I said, yes, you have. And I said, and I want to offer you my phone number in case you need my husband and I. And she's like, really? And sometimes she did tell me during part of our story time that she sometimes tries to put the storage stuff into the storage units herself, but she's very, very petite, tiny. She's a little frail. She still has walking issues. And that's another thing that she said. She sees people walking strongly. And she said, and one person was walking at such a quick pace another day that she saw just this random person that she said, I put my hand up and I stopped them and they stopped short. And she said, someday I'm going to walk like that again. And they were like, you're going to walk like that again? She said, yep. She's like, I'm going to walk just like you again someday. And they said, well, yes, you will. Yes, you will. And she said, and I have this cane in my cart right now. She said, but I won't have it forever. She's like, because I'm going to walk just as strong as I always walk someday. This woman is 75. She had breast cancer surgery, 2 knee surgeries, and all in 1 year, and became homeless at the beginning of the year. And she is the strongest willed person I think I've ever run into in my entire life. And I love her grit, her drive, her passion. And I just want to absorb that into my personality that holds so much of that so strongly in myself every day to keep pushing no matter what the day brings. And I am just so thankful for her, and I hope that she calls me because I would love for Richie and I to be able to help her remove some of her things, because everything that she did keep is packed into her SUV, and she's trying to weed it out so that she can put it in the different storage units. She said, but sometimes the things are too heavy or I get too tired quickly and I can't get a lot of it done, at the same time. And so I gave her my phone number and I said that anytime ever that she needed us to help remove the things from her SUV and to help her put it in the storage unit, that she should call us and we would love to help her. So I really hope that she calls. I really hope that she calls because we would love to be able to help her in any way that we can. And I also was able to give her tons of phone numbers and places to reach out to for housing, for, low income housing and rent controlled, 55 and older places. And I gave her tons of information to help her, try to guide her through that. And I hope that she calls those phone numbers. And, this is one of the biggest parts, but I literally said to her, you have so much strength. Now, I could have used 100 other words. I literally could have used like 100 other words. I could have said you're strong. I could have said you're so courageous. I could have said you're so brave. I could have said like a bajillion other words, but I said you have so much strength. And she kind of looked up at me like that and she goes, well, guess what? And I said, what? Now she's below me. She's like up to my chest area, the smallest person I think I've ever seen in my life. And she said, that's my name. And I said, what do you mean that's your name? And she was like, my last name is Strength. And she said, and if you don't believe me, my plate on the back of my brand new car, I wrote it out, strength. She said, and that is what I have on my license plate. And I could not even believe it. I know there was a purpose of meeting her. That was totally a plan in life for me to know her. And that's how I feel about everybody that I've made such a connection with here. I believe everything is placed into our life for a reason. Unfortunately, no matter what it is, the good and the bad. I think it grows us. And I think it's something that we are supposed to take from in some way. And so, even in the hardest moments, I've always tried the best I can to get over the sadness and the pain by drawing from what I can learn from it. And so, that is what I wanted to tell you guys today. And I hope you receive this with the happiest hearts. I love you guys so much. And I appreciate you so much. So thank you for being a part of my day. Thank you for being a part of my family's days. And I love you all truly for just being good human beings. And you're all absolutely a blessing. So thank you guys. I love you. I have to start this day. It is time to start this day. So I hope everybody has a blessed one. And I will see you guys on Happy Wednesday Dollar Tree Haul over on Crazy Days of Kalyn if you're over there. And I love all your beautiful faces. Bye, everyone.